Starting నుంచి ఆగిపోవాలి నుంచి ఇక్కడ చూడండి కింద రైట్ కొద్దిగా ఓకే కొద్దిగా
Hi to all. Myself, M. Manohara, Associate Professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Sri Vidya Niketan Engineering College. Today's topics are back EMF, significance of back EMF, power equation of DC motor, and condition for maximum power of DC motor. Coming to first topic, back EMF. When supply is given to the DC motor, let us say shunt motor. In shunt motor, there are two important windings. One is armature winding, another one is field winding. These two windings are connected in parallel. When supply is given, current will flow via field winding and also armature winding. So, due to flow of current in a field winding, flux will set up. Due to in that magnetic field, armature conductors carry the current. So, torque will produce as per motor working principle. Due to the torque or mechanical force, rotor or armature starts rotating. Due to that rotation, armature conductors are cut the flux produced by the field magnets. This is nothing but generator reaction. It satisfies the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So, and dynamically induced EMF is induced in armature of DC motor. This EMF is called back EMF or counter EMF. So let us consider connection diagram of shunt motor. In armature of DC motor, a back EMF is produced during operation. This back EMF, the magnitude of this back EMF depends upon speed, number of armature conductors, and flux produced by the field winding, etc. Therefore, back EMF EB equal to P pi Zn divided by 60 by A. The same equation we are using for generator EMF equation. In generator mode, induced EMF is equal to pi Zn divided by 60 into P by A. So the same equation is used here also, because in motor action also there is a generator action. That's why the same equation is used. But this induced voltage in motor armature always opposes the supply voltage. That's why it is called back EMF and it is denoted by EB. Here P is the number of poles of DC motor, pi is the flux per pole, Z is the total number of armature conductors, and N is the armature speed, and A is the number of parallel paths in armature winding. So if you see this equation, number of poles, flux per pole, and number of conductors, number of parallel paths in the winding are constant. So we can write EB equal to K into N, because all these parameters are constant once machine is designed. Here K equal to P pi Z divided by 60A. So EB is directly proportional to speed. EB is directly proportional to speed. If, as per Lenz law, the induced EMF always opposes the cause of its production. In case of DC motor, the cause of generation of back EMF is rotation of armature. Why armature rotates? Due to armature torque. Why torque is produced in the armature? Due to flow of armature current. Why armature current flows in armature? Due to supply voltage. So ultimately, the final cause of production of back EMF EB is supply voltage V. Due to supply voltage only, back EMF is produced. So it will do. So back EMF always opposes the supply voltage. Suppose the value of back EMF equal to the value of supply voltage, both are equal. then no current will flow via armature. If no current flows, there is no question of torque. If there is no question of torque, armature will not rotate. If armature will not rotate, speed becomes zero. If speed is zero, back EMF also zero. So these two never becomes zero during operation. Particularly back EMF. Back EMF never becomes zero during operation. If it becomes zero, back EMF only becomes zero when speed of the machine is zero. Otherwise, some back EMF always will produce. Coming to second topic, significance of back EMF in DC motor. So back EMF value is always less than the supply voltage, and back EMF always opposes the supply voltage. If even though current will flow from supply to armature, due to flow of this current in armature, torque will produce. Due to this torque, rotor starts rotating. So even though back EMF opposes the supply voltage, still current is flowing through the armature. This energy used to overcome back EMF is converted into mechanical energy. Normally, in energy conversion process, one form of energy is converted into another form. There should be some opposition. If there is no opposition, then energy conversion will not take place. Suppose in case of walking, there should be some friction between floor and shoe. Then we are going to use energy to overcome that friction, then walking is possible. Suppose friction is high, then energy is not sufficient, then walking is not possible. If you see another case, there is no friction, then walking also not possible because no need to use any energy. Then energy conversion is not possible. Walking is not possible in that example case. Similarly, in case of DC motor, back EMF opposes the supply voltage. Still current will flow against back EMF. That energy used is converted to mechanical energy. So energy conversion in a DC motor only possible due to production of back EMF. Therefore, mechanical power developed in the armature equal to back EMF into armature current. The back EMF acts like governor. That is, it makes the motor self-regulating. That means if motor is fully loaded, it allows the take more current. If motor is under no load, it allows the motor to take less current to meet the losses under no load. So it is back EMF is called governor. We will see why it is called governor in detail. Let us consider DC motor connection diagram once again. This is armature winding. This is field winding. This is supply voltage. Supply voltage is given to the motor. So it draws line current. Line current is divided into two parts as armature current and shunt field current. Shunt field current is very small. As shunt field resistance is high, shunt field current is very small. We can neglect this. Armature, so we can assume IL equal to IA. If you neglect shunt field current, IL equal to line current equal to armature current. Compared to armature current, shunt field current is very low value. That's why we can neglect. So if you apply Kirchhoff voltage law to this armature loop, here applied voltage is V. This is the rise voltage. Rise voltage is equal to sum of the drop voltages. Here drop voltages are EB and due to armature resistance IARB, two drops. So V equal to EB plus IARA. If you rewrite this equation, we may get IA equal to V minus EB divided by RA. So if you see this equation, IA equation of DC motor, supply voltage is always constant. The supply voltage is always constant. Once motor is designed, armature resistance also constant. Therefore, armature current depends upon back EMF, EB. Suppose we will see one practical example. The machine is 220 volts rated. Rated current is 20 amperes. And shunt field resistance is 220 ohms. Then shunt field current becomes 220 volts divided by 220 ohms, 1 ampere. Suppose it is rotor is rotating at a particular speed, so that back EMF is 210 volts. So supply voltage is 220, back EMF is 210, and armature, let us assume armature resistance is 1 ohm. 220 minus 210 divided by 1, it is nothing but 10 amperes. So armature draws 10 amperes. So let us assume now EB becomes 200 volts, reduced. EB becomes 200 volts. Then 220 minus 200 becomes 20, 20 divided by 1, 20 amperes. So if EB value reduces, armature current value increases. If EB value increases, armature current value decreases. Let us consider 4 cases. First case, motor is running at no load. Second case, motor is running at full load. Third case, motor is suddenly loaded. And finally, load on the motor is suddenly reduced. Coming to first case, if motor is running at no load, the speed of the motor is high because there is no mechanical load. If speed is high, back EMF also high. If back EMF is high and almost equal to supply voltage, if back EMF is high, the armature draws less current. To produce required torque to overcome the friction and windage losses only, because load is 0 under no load condition. So under no load condition, the motor draws less current from supply mains. Next, we will go to second case. Motor is running at full load. If motor is running at full load, the speed of the motor is reduced. If speed is reduced, back EMF also reduced, because back EMF is directly proportional to speed. If back EMF is reduced, supply voltage and armature resistance is constant. Therefore, motor draws large current. This large current is used to supply the output of the machine under full load conditions, and losses occurs at full load.
Sir, malli idai pothundi sir.